I'm going to share some interesting facts from the book of grade 10. By the way, my name is Raghda Taghlbi and I'm from Dar es Salaam School. It is unit 11. Let's start. First of all, I want to talk about types of communication. All communication goes into two broad or main kinds or categories. We have the old communication and we have the new communication. If we start with the modern communication, we can see we have the postal system, some of the oldest of the modern communication: radio, typewriter, telegraph, telephone, camera, television, personal computer, cell phones. All of you have cell phones, and the internet and the social media. If we go to the old communication, here they put radio, TV, telegraph, and Morse code as parts of the old, and telephone. But the oldest ones, we have fire signals, smoke signals, we have ship's flags in the sea, we have drums for jungle people, we have drawings of messages on stones and in caves in the ancient past. We have snail mail, which is normal mail that we know, with stamps, letters with stamps. And we have pigeons. Maybe you wonder, how can pigeons be part of communication? Of course, this is what we are going to focus on in this lesson. We can send messages by pigeons, these beautiful, nice creatures. This is the page of your book, activity book, page 63. I wish you can follow me in your book. It's better. First, we have some words to remember. The first word is post service, the system that we all use when we want to send a letter. This is the postman. And we have the word deliver. This word means to bring something like letter or something else and hand it to someone by someone else. We can deliver a letter, a message, sometimes food by a restaurant. This is deliver. The next word is Olympic Games. We all know the Olympic Games that started in Greece, and now they take place every 4 years. We have diamonds, jewelry, these shiny jewels that we all love, and they are very expensive, of course. Then we have this word fed. In fact, in the text, fed here is a past participle, verb 3 of the word feed. And it means, as you can see in the picture, when you give food to someone or an animal so they can eat. The next word is nest. This is the nest, the home of the bird where it can lay eggs. Here we have some words without pictures. We have the word recent. Recent means late or happened a short time ago, not long ago, short time ago. We have the word bravery. We all know the word brave as adjective. Here, bravery is a noun, which means being strong in the face of fear, when you are not afraid to do something dangerous. The word distance. Distance means the space between two places. How far? When I say, how far is your house from your school? This means I want the distance between your house and your school. The meaning of light. We know that light has two meanings, opposite of dark, and here it is the opposite of heavy. So light here means not heavy. Let's go directly to our lesson. Here, this is the first paragraph. Of course, I hope you were here so we can have some silent reading. Since you are not here, I'm going to read it, so follow with me. The title is 5,000-year-old postal service. I like to comment something that here the word here has no S because it is an adjective, and we know the compound adjective when we don't put the plural S. Let's start reading. Pigeons have carried messages for humans for over 5,000 years. The Egyptians were probably the first to use them in 3000 BCE. Between 770 BCE and 390 BCE, the Greeks used them to carry news of the early Olympic Games. The first regular pigeon post service was in 1146 CE when the Caliph of Baghdad, Sultan Nur ad-Din, used pigeons to carry mail all over Iraq. In the Mamluk period in Egypt, there were thousands of pigeons in the postal service. In more recent times, pigeons have been used in wartime to send military reports back to leaders when it was too dangerous or impossible to use normal postal services. During the First World War, 20,000 pigeons were killed, and 30 British pigeons were given medals for bravery. Pigeons have even been used to smuggle diamonds illegally out of South Africa. Now, before I discuss anything, I'd like to go over some new words. The first word here is military. As you can see, here this is an adjective which comes in the context of war, wartime and leaders. So we can understand that this is related to soldiers and the army, people who fight in the war. So military, these are military people. The second word here is medals. Of course, we know the medal. This is the picture of the medal. We all like it. The word smuggle. Smuggle actually means take things in and out of a country against the law. When you take something valuable from your country to another country and you don't pay to the government, this is smuggling. You can smuggle in the country or out of the country. And the word illegally, we have taken it in the opposites, if you remember, legal and illegal. Illegally means against the law. If you do something illegally, you may be caught by the police and go to prison. So don't do anything illegally. Now, I'd like to go over the paragraph altogether. We said that the Egyptians were the first, then the Greek. The first regular official post service was in 1146 by Sultan Nur ad-Din. Here I want to comment that Sultan Nur ad-Din was not Caliph of Baghdad. He was the ruler of Aleppo and Damascus in Syria and later in Egypt. He was under the rule of Caliph of Baghdad, who was al-Muqtafi bi amrillah those days. So don't confuse things. And of course, those days they were in a war with the Crusaders, Europeans who came to occupy Palestine. This is why they needed pigeons. This is why they needed pigeons to communicate, to send messages between Egypt and Syria. So it is not in Iraq. He is not the Caliph of Baghdad, and he was not in Iraq. So I hope you get this. Now, of course, in recent times, they used the pigeons in wartime. 20,000 pigeons were killed, and 30 pigeons were given medals. I don't know what this means. I don't know if you think that a pigeon can like this, maybe, to get a medal. I don't know, maybe something symbolic. Here we have a video about giving this medal to the pigeon.
In World War II,
you can see that.
32 Allied pigeons were awarded the Dickin Medal for Bravery, the animal equivalent of the Victoria Cross.
So here,
All
the
this
pigeon
leads
is
us
given
to the
the
obvious
medal.
question.
I don't think the pigeon here is happy with that. Now, in fact, they produced a film about this story, a cartoon film, and it's called Valiant. Here, this is Valiant, the pigeon given the medal. It's very interesting if you like to watch it. Okay, now we have some questions about the first paragraph. Let's start. The first question: who used the pigeons to carry news of the early Olympic Games? I think we all know. Of course, they are not the Egyptians. Yes, they are the Greeks. Question 2: when was the first regular pigeon post service? As we found out, it was in 1146 CE. And what have pigeons been used to do in South Africa? As we found out that to smuggle diamonds in and out of South Africa. Of course, this is a very clever way to smuggle diamonds, but don't do it. Well, now, the second paragraph, Okay, I'll read it. Please keep with me and follow me in your books if you like. Pigeons are unique birds. A healthy pigeon can live for 15 to 20 years and can travel up to 1,000 kilometers in one flight. Most important of all, pigeons have a natural instinct to fly back to their nests or homes from wherever they are. This is why they are sometimes called homing pigeons. This ability makes them perfect for carrying messages over long distances. They are trained and fed in one area, then taken to other areas where they are used when someone wants to send a message to their home. Normally, messages are written on light paper and then tied to the feet of the pigeon. When they are released, they always return home. There are even boomerang pigeons which are trained to deliver one message and return with another. Again, here we have some words to go over. Let's start with the word unique. Actually, unique means special, or we can say being the only one of its kind. Here, this means that there are no birds that can do the same things like pigeons. The second word is instinct. Instinct is the natural force that makes someone behave without thinking, the natural force inside us. The pigeons here go home, fly back home by instinct. For example, when you hear a car coming, what do you do? If a fast car is coming, you immediately run away from the car without thinking. You don't think if I should run or not. This is instinct. The third word is released. Release means to set free. When you let someone or something to be free, or an animal, of course. Boomerang. This is when we release a pigeon. Boomerang, in fact, means something that returns to its originator. When you throw something and it comes back to you, this is boomerang. So this is why they call these pigeons boomerang, because they deliver one message and return with another. In fact, boomerang is this thing, this tool which was used by Mowgli. You remember Mowgli, the jungle boy, who used this to throw at his enemies, and it always returned to him because it is boomerang. Okay, now of course this is the way how pigeons work. Of course they don't know the way they want to go. They only simply go home. They fly home. In fact, here we have some videos to show us how they go home. Here they are preparing this. They are taking the pigeon.
Each bird carries an identification tag on one
Marking
leg, and the
it
message container is clipped on the other.
And
It's a
with a message, putting it inside the box to send it to a place. The second video, here.
There it goes, the first box number. You can guess that if it's a party, a journalist's answer is yes. Soon Dick will dash off a column to tell her Jean hit on the pigeon post idea.
To
It came to her in Trafalgar Square, right out of the blue.
Okay, now when this pigeon flies, it of course always flies home. As you can
But
see,
now, at last, yes, it's Oscar, who
all
said
of
ideas
them
haven't got
returned
wings.
home with the messages on their feet. So this is how this works. This postal service works. They only go home. We have some questions about this paragraph. Why are these pigeons called homing pigeons? Of course, as we saw in the text, because they have a natural instinct to fly back to their homes or nest from wherever they are. It's simply instinct. Where are the messages tied? Of course, they are tied to the pigeon's feet. And what are boomerang pigeons? They are the ones which are trained to deliver one message and return with another. Here we have some exercises in your book. If you like to follow me in your book, this is the first exercise above the text. Exercise 1, read the text above the carrier pigeons and find out what these numbers and dates refer to. The first number here we have 20,000. So what do you think? 20,000 refers to what? Okay, let's see. It refers to pigeons were killed in the First World War, a big number in fact. The second one is 15 to 20 years, of course, a healthy pigeon's lifespan, how long they live. 1,000. 1,000 refers to, as you see in the text, I think you have found it, kilometers. This is the maximum distance a healthy pigeon flies in one flight. The 30 number here, I think you have already found it. 30 British pigeons were given medals for bravery in World War I. And 5,000, this is easy because it's in the title. It is 5,000-year-old postal service. The second exercise here, we have words with their meanings. Find words with these meanings in the text. Check your answers in a dictionary. In paragraph 1, we have 3 words. The first one, adjective to describe soldiers and the army. As we said with the picture, it is military. Like a round metal coin, soldiers are given this for being brave. Of course, it is medal. And take things in and out of a country against the law, like the diamonds. It is smuggle. In paragraph 2, we have the first word, natural force, which makes people or animals behave without thinking. It is instinct. Home where birds lay their eggs. We saw the picture. It is nest. Not heavy. Of course, it is light. And let someone go or allow someone to be free, which is release. The last exercise here, complete the sentences with 1, 2, or 3 words. The first one is done for you. Pigeons first carried messages 5,000 years ago. Now A, the first, you have the gap, service was started in Iraq in 1146 CE. Of course, we have to put regular pigeon post. This is regular pigeon post service. Of course, in wartime, it may be too dangerous or impossible to use normal postal service. C, healthy pigeons can live between, we see that, 15 and 20 years. Pigeons have a natural instinct too. To do what? Of course, to fly back to their nests. And light paper messages are tied to their feet. Okay, this is all that we have for our lesson. I hope you enjoyed it and benefited from it. And goodbye. Thank you very much.